We continue with the program. Well, the Gonzales Cultural Performers, they are having a production very soon. It's called Sankofa. And here to tell us all about it, we have the president of the Gonzales Cultural Performers, Michaela and Jack, and we also have dancer and PRO, Rakila Isaac. Ladies, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having us.
What exactly is the Gonzales Cultural Performers group all about?
Well, Gonzales Cultural Performers started off as a folk group, entering competitions such as Best Village and doing acts for whoever interested in folk dance. However, it's our goal to push it past the folk performing. We want to become a whole production company doing things like theater, singing, drumming, whatever it may be, so that we can travel places and make it way past Best Village.
That's really wonderful. Now, you all started off as a folk group doing folk dance. How has that been?
It has been interesting, but with our tutor, he's trying to push us past our limits. So we have been engaging in things such as ballet terms, trying to do contemporary dances and adjusting to something like that, because for folk dancers, we just came out of the community and just had an interest in dance. So it's no dance backgrounds for us. But with his knowledge, he has been pushing us and we've been able to accomplish a lot in the past 2 or 3 years.
Ms. Isaac, how do you feel about this new direction, moving away, well, not necessarily moving away, but incorporating other styles into what it is you all do?
I'm really excited about moving away from, not that cultural performing isn't fun, it's really fun and like very energetic, but learning new technique is very interesting and exciting, especially for the younger dancers. Like, it's something they never experienced before and they just know, like, for example, everybody's like, oh, I saw that on Dance Moms, like everybody's big on Dance Moms. So actually learning it in class is very exciting for me and for everybody else in class as well.
So how has your experience been doing folk?
So, well, I started, I'm a newcomer, as they would say, in the group, because I only started a year ago. But for folk, because of how high energy it is, like for example, African or like the ballet is very, very high energy. So you have to kind of adjust to doing it. And like in class, you practice a lot. We like go over the dances like 4 or 5 times. It's very high energy and it's very exciting.
Where are you all located?
We are located in Gonzales.
How big is the group?
Well, actually, we've grown over the past 2 or 3 years. So we have about 25 to 30 persons, ranging from the age 5 to 30 something.
Where in Gonzales are you located?
Close to Chocolate Alley. We usually operate in the Gonzales Community Center.
Okay, that's where you'll operate. And you're open to take new members. What's how do you enter? What's the criteria?
Well, we ask people to contact our manager, Miss Anne-Marie Noel. We also have registration forms and a small fee of $50, and we usually try to make contributions throughout the year.
All right, so we're talking about Sankofa. When exactly is this on? What is it all about?
Sankofa is a production we'll be having on the 11th of August in Little Carib Theatre. And it's like a tribute to emancipation as well, because we are dealing with going back to our ancestors and understanding the things that they have done, and also placing everyone on a journey to understand what happened then to what is happening now, and how can you benefit from it, essentially.
Would you say Sankofa is folk, or are you incorporating some of the new techniques into it?
Okay, so the general idea is kind of a folk, because it's more like going back to Africa and gaining something from that. But along the journey, we have a lot of technical work. Like, for example, the solos is very, very technical. Like, we have these kind of leaps and but like in like the group dances, like the general stuff is more like cultural, more folk.
Yeah. And how do you feel about this particular event, Sankofa? Is it the first time you're having something like this?
So it's our second production, the first one that we are doing as Gonzales Cultural Performers alone. So this is something, I wouldn't say new, but fairly new relatively for us, because we are doing it on our own, like, and well, as our tutor would say, it's very, very fast. Like backstage, you have no time to talk. You have it's just a change and you're back out.
Yeah,
so doing it on our own, I think it would be something kind of new for us, almost. So I'm excited to see what it would bring.
Yeah, I know that fast pace. So yeah, switching guests like it's speed dating. Someone called at once.
We were excited at first, and as it gradually comes down, we start to wonder like, okay, this is like 5 days away, and we're on our own. And it didn't have time to breathe, it didn't have time to sip water, it didn't have time for anything.
And like the more dances we learn, the more we realize, okay, so we actually have no time. Okay.
But it's not the first time, this is the second time that you're doing it. Well, what sort of response you got from the first time?
Well, from the first production, like the next day, people wanted to know when the next one was going to be, and we were like, okay, production takes time to build, we're not ready as yet. So we was aiming for 2 productions this year, one in August and one in November. So after this one, we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Yes. Why? So you said it takes a lot of time. What really goes into it?
Well, we started this production like in April, May, and it has been hard because now we kind of nervous, even though we have things done, we get in the storyline together, but it's singing practice, is warm-ups because we're not allowed to dance without doing any type of workout before. We have to dance, and little things like we have to ensure we don't get sick, because if we get sick then we can't put out the energy that we need to put out in practice. We have to raise funds on our own because we have no sponsors, so we have to find costumes. It's a lot of work.
How do you balance this with your regular, probably day job or school or whatever it is you do?
I recently started working, so it's a little more harder than when I was going to school, because when I finish work at 4, it's straight to practice. So some days I don't even see home till 9, 10 o'clock in the night to get back up and do it all over again. So,
but you love what you do,
yeah.
so that's the reward.
So that's what gives you the drive to do it anyway.
Yes. And for you, what has the experience been like being able to manage everything and balance everything?
Okay, so I'm a student at the University of the West Indies studying optometry, and well, being in medical sciences faculty, it's very hard. And sometimes I have classes running as late as 6, sometimes 7, and we have dance at 6. So like on some days last semester, I would have dance and a class at the same time. So to balance it is, I would say, it's very difficult for me because of what I'm doing. But just being there and dancing is very, would have like a little thrill.
Yes.
So like doing it is, I wouldn't say it's a burden, but it's also very difficult at the same time.
So it helps your mind to concentrate and focus a little bit better in school as well. What does dance do for you?
Dance for me has become a happy place. Like when you have all these complicated things going on in your life and you have to work and being a fairly new like adult out there and having to take on so much responsibilities, and then you go there and you have your friends and it's feel like for a minute like you have no responsibility, like nothing exists at that point in time. Even though it's hard and you're pushing yourself to do certain things, it's still rewarding in a way.
Now, this is balance for you, so it teaches you responsibility and that sort of thing as well. So you would say it's quite rewarding.
Of course.
Yes? So let's talk a little bit more about the event. How different is it this year from the first production you all had?
Well, the first production was a collaboration with our Tutors Next group, and that was essentially showcasing the dances that we did before and what our communities are capable of. This story this time has a whole storyline, and it's telling a story about what happened in Africa and what they went through and what our ancestors went through for us and how we can go back to them and gain knowledge. So essentially this one takes a little more from us and requires us to focus a lot more and put ourselves into something that we were barely a part of. So it took a little bit of researching for some of us and going back and trying to understand what it is they went through in order for us to portray what we want the audience to see.
All right. So you hope that the audience would appreciate this information and really learn.
Yes, we do.
All right. And it takes place on the 11th of August at the Gonzales, is it community?
The Little Carib Theatre.
Oh, Little Carib Theatre. What time?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Tickets. Where can we get tickets?
Tickets can be sorted from our manager or myself. You can contact her at 482
482
1213.
1213.
Or myself at 292
292
7845.
7845. It takes place August 11th, and those are the numbers to call.
And
Ladies,
tickets cost 120.
120, only 120 for all this hard work, research, and dedication that went into it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.